Hi everybody, it's Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa from The Lion King. And I'm telling you to like this video and subscribe to Carny's YouTube channel.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Carny. Fellas, good to see ya. Ladies, Merry Christmas. Well, it's that time of the year again. It's Christmas! That time of the year when you don't mind watching those Hallmark movies with your mom. That time of the year when we see this Corona commercial that somehow is still airing all these years later. That time of the year where you end up surprised at how much money you're spending on people's gifts, even though you're 28 years old and you really should not be surprised by it at this point. As I entered this time of year once again, I wondered to myself, why is it a time of year? No other holiday is a time of year. Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, they're all days. You may say something like, well, Halloween has spooky season. Thanksgiving has a rustic kind of charm in the days surrounding it, wouldn't you say? No, I would not say. That's fall. This thing that people keep trying to put other names on, that's just fall. But Christmas is a brand in and of itself. It's got clothes, foliage, movies, and yes, even music. But Christmas music means so many different things. Enough different things to where you might say that Christmas music is contradicting itself. How can DMX doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Sufjan Stevens doing O Come Emmanuel both be Christmas music? Let's hear those sleigh bells jingling and find out together. I'm gonna divide Christmas music into 3 categories and try to simplify, maybe oversimplify, the branches of the genres that make up the Christmas music tree. Christian music, carols, and pop songs. So starting off with Christian music, let's talk about what a lot of people believe is the real reason for the season. So long ago, somewhere in Israel, God impregnated the Virgin Mary. And then 9 months later, in the little town of Bethlehem, Jesus Christ, popped out. And so begins the gospel. Now, a lot of people in the modern world aren't too hot on this story anymore. They wonder why we celebrate God Almighty impregnating a teenager while Joseph just stands over in the corner twiddling his thumbs. Also, shout out to Joseph, by the way. Everybody, let's give Joseph a hand, guys. Joseph, if you're watching, mad respect, man. Not the stepdad, the dad that stepped up. But whether you believe in the Bible or not, I would hope that, you know, the story of the actual Christmas day in the Bible is something like you would understand why people like it. Even if you think it's fiction, a story where the savior of the world is born in a barn, the humblest of beginnings, surrounded by animals and people who are all so filled with hope and joy and love because they all know who this is and what this person is going to grow up to do. That's a beautiful story. If that's how Aang from Avatar was born, you would all love it. And a lot of people did love it and still do love it. And so we have our first type of Christmas music. Music celebrating the birth of Jesus is how this all started. Beginning with hymns in 4th century Rome, growing to the 1500s where Martin Luther himself was suggesting that everybody should sing in the congregation at church, and even now in the 21st century. Some of those popular songs of this type would be Noel, Silent Night, Oh Holy Night. This type of music is definitely very hit and miss for me. I feel like it really depends on the artist and the rendition for whether or not I would like it. Like when I think of these songs in a modern context, the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is Josh Groban. And he's a great singer, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but like, have you heard any of this shit? Like, it's not for me. I was raised in the church. I don't go anymore, but there definitely is a special place in my heart for these songs that gets a lot bigger at Christmas and even more bigger when they're done right. But Christmas music has very much grown beyond Bethlehem's baby bejesus. So let's talk about the second type of Christmas music, carols. So these are the songs that are also really old, but the people who wrote them looked around and were like, hey, what if we did like Christmas music, but without that Jesus kid? That's right, hail Satan, baby. We're getting secular up in this bitch. So before you come to actually me in the comments, I know that the Christian songs get used by carolers. Like I know some people define those as carols. I am aware of that. This is just how I'm defining it. In this, do you see what's happening? This is a YouTube video. I'm just making this for fun. I'm just saying, just keep that in mind as you finish whatever it is you're commenting right now. That's what I thought. So these are all songs that are really boring and or lame. And to make matters worse, they are also lacking the spirit of God. This is like, we wish you a Merry Christmas, the 12 days of Christmas up on the housetop. You know, lame stuff. Like, if you asked a person what their favorite Christmas song was and they named any of those ones that I just said, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how lame of a person would you have to be to feel like emotionally connected to any of those songs? And I'm not trying to be mean. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't think that person exists. I don't think anyone feels an emotional attachment to these. We Wish You a Merry Christmas is barely even a song. It's like a chant. It's like some shit that like students would do at a college football game at Christmas University or NPSU, North Pole State Skopje Bears. If you can't tell, this is my least favorite type of Christmas music. It's all the corniness of the churchy ones with none of the emotional weight. It's like stevia. It's not good for me, and I also don't like the taste. I just want you to imagine in your head, imagine someone getting into their car. They put their phone into one of those like car charger, like vent holder things. They plug in the aux, and then they turn on the car, and they're driving down the road singing Deck the Halls. Now imagine you're driving next to this person, and you guys stop at a light. You turn your head and see them singing. What reaction would you have to that? Just a grown adult in their car going like, fa la 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 la. They're bad songs. Almost all of them. They don't do it for me. I'm sorry. But let's get into the stuff that we all know and love. The pop songs. Now we're getting out of the dark ages and into the unknown. Into the great wide open. No, Grandpa, this isn't Oh Christmas Tree. This is Merry Motherfucking Xmas by Eazy-E. The future is now, asshole. So now we're getting somewhere. This is where the true diversity of this genre starts to shine. We got rock. We got pop. We got hip hop. There's a lot of older songs that fall into this camp too, but at least they're fun. Jingle Bells, kinda mid. Jingle Bell Rock, let's fucking go. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Aren't you already in a good mood? There are so many 50s and 60s Christmas songs that just have so much charm and joy in them. They're like a perfected version of what the carols are supposed to be. Then we get into the 70s and 80s where all these big artists start making their own Christmas songs. And the cool thing is like they would do whatever they wanted with them. Some of them wrote their own, some of them did covers. Bruce Springsteen brought the house down when he did Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Thank you. Wham pulled on everyone's heartstrings when they put out Last Christmas. John Lennon just kind of bummed everybody out with Happy Xmas War is Over. Paul McCartney also bummed everyone out with Wonderful Christmas Time, but like in a different way. Joni Mitchell basically sampled Jingle Bells on River and kind of like redefined what a Christmas song could be. Mariah Carey created a seasonal job for herself where she creates generational wealth for her children once a year. Vince Guaraldi got hired to do a jazz trio album for a Peanuts Christmas special and ended up making the soundtrack to my childhood. It's all different, but it all qualifies as Christmas music. How is that? Because everyone loves music, and everyone also loves Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate it, Christmas time is a very special time for everyone, and everyone wants to have a soundtrack for that time. I don't know if science backs this, but I really believe that people want to have all of their senses stimulated when something special is going on. That's why when it's your birthday, usually you go out. You do things you don't normally do, see things you don't normally see, and feel things you don't normally feel. Christmas does this for us. There are Christmas sights, Christmas smells, Christmas tastes, touches, and even Christmas sounds. Christmas time is the only time of year where you get to experience this many special things for this long. And because of that, people have their preferences about things. Real or fake tree, eggnog or apple cider, Home Alone or Muppet Christmas Carol. But of course, during a time that we all kind of have to experience together, like there's no getting away from Christmas. We're gonna want a soundtrack with as much diversity and uniqueness as we have within ourselves as people. A very beautiful thing happened with Christmas music. Christmas has become such a large industry that a lot of people, rightfully, dislike what it has become. In pop culture, it's more about the ads for the Christmas sale than it is about Christmas. Because the holiday has become so big, society kind of needs to, make the whole ordeal appeal to everyone. And a lot of times when that happens, the companies, the record labels, the film studios, they all start to make this really homogenized, bland stuff that they think could appeal to the broadest audience possible. Stuff that's inoffensive to just about everyone's taste, but it doesn't really have any substance. They try to make one thing that could appeal to anyone. But with Christmas music, we ended up with something for everyone. And I think that's cool. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. There are a few things that make me stop being such a cynical asshole, and Christmas is one of them. And I also just want to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed to this channel. If you are subscribed and you're watching this, really thank you so much. This has been such an amazing thing that's happened to me. I know I only have probably like 1,500 subscribers or something right now, but it really means the world. And more to come, a lot more stuff to come. And I just am really grateful for anyone who's tuning into this. And yeah, I don't know. I just really feel like good things are gonna happen in 2025. And a big reason for that is because, you know, you guys are kind of making me feel like the stuff I make is good. And I just want you to know I really appreciate that. And whatever you celebrate, whether it's, you know, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, or I don't know if there are any other holidays in December, whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I will catch you in the next one. Fellas, it was good to see you. And say something nice to the ladies on the way out.
Hi everybody, it's Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa from The Lion King. And I'm telling you to like this video and subscribe to Carny's YouTube channel. That's Carny's YouTube channel.